ArsenalFanTV, Mo, very disappointing. We said when we was coming up here today, I said the key is we've got to try and keep a clean sheet. Well, that's straight out the window. We're not keeping clean sheets in these games. We're 2 games in a row where we've taken the lead and lost the game. And that's what Chelsea ain't doing. Chelsea, they're going a goal up and they're keeping a clean sheet. And that is why they are where they are and we are where we are.
And I don't mind not keeping clean sheets against Man City away, because that's a tough ask of any team. But it's stretching back, as you say, a long time now.
Well,
around 10 games in a row now we haven't kept a clean sheet.
The other thing is today, the opportunity's there. There's no Aguero, no Fernandinho, no Gundogan. I mean, we know they've still got loads and loads of quality players. They've spent a lot of money here. But there was an opportunity, there was a little chink there, but we didn't exploit it at all.
And if any Arsenal fans want to use Cazorla missing as an excuse, or Mustafi missing as an excuse, don't bother. They didn't have so many players today. They had none of their top 3 centre-backs. Kompany, Otamendi and Stones. Didn't have any of them. They didn't have Fernandinho, they didn't have Aguero. They completely deserved it. They completely outclassed us, especially in that second half. And it was a really, really, really tough watch as an Arsenal fan. It really was. And what really kind of winds me up is that I was one of the few fans, I didn't go to the game, but I was one of the few fans after the Everton game that was actually saying, do you know what, I think we did show fight. Yeah, we did get out-fought, but we did show fight. And we weren't kind of as bad as people were making out. People were obviously frustrated that we had lost, but we did show fight. And, you know, at the end of it, we had, you know, chances cleared off the line and that sort of thing, and we really were fighting right to the end. Today, I'm going to be in that camp that says we did not fight. In that second half...
It's unacceptable, isn't it?
It really was unacceptable. And, you know, I don't like to pick out individual players, but the only times I ever do that is when I see players falling short of a professional standard. And in football, you expect a professional standard to be that of, you know, kind of being fair to your teammates. If there's 10 players on a pitch, or players on a pitch working really hard for 90 minutes, don't in individual moments take kind of the cowardly way out or the lazy way out of situations. And I'm going to focus on one player today because I think it's unacceptable at times the way he is. And he's got an unfair rep, and this is Mesut Ozil, because of his body language. Yeah, he's a bit lethargic, so people pick up on that. But he does work. I'm not saying he doesn't work, but there's individual moments in games where if you allow yourself to do that, you will not drag your team to a league title. And at £42.5 million, as a World Cup winner, world-class superstar, you are expected to drag your team to a league title. And away at Everton last week, when that corner came in, Mesut Ozil ducked, started walking. I mean, it's not completely ducked out of the way of the ball, but the point is what he should be doing is leaping like a salmon trying to get his head to the ball. Instead, he's kind of ducked and walked away, expecting it to be dealt with. And then when Ashley Williams has scored that goal, he's had the audacity to throw his hands up to complain to the other players that, oh, look, you've conceded a goal. It's not you've conceded a goal, it's we, Mesut. You have to understand that. And for all of the brilliant things he does, today, again, I cannot think of a moment in that game where I thought, go on, Mesut, you've got the crowd on their feet. You know, it wasn't a tackle, there wasn't a shoulder barge, there wasn't an incisive pass, there was nothing. And just as Lee was saying, nobody, and I mean nobody, back in the days of Tony Adams all the way up to today, nobody has got a divine right to start. If you are not going to be fair to your team, if you're not going to put in the effort in every single moment of games, then you are letting your team down and you're letting your fans down. Mesut Ozil was a world-class player, but that is one area of his game he needs severe improvement in. He does defend space, and I've said this, I don't expect him to go into crunching tackles like Patrick Vieira, but he does work hard and get into the space, but it's little moments where he just seems to duck out of those situations, and it's not on, because trust me, as fans, we do notice. And today as well, I just have to say, look, first half we did compete, right? We did manage a game fairly well and saw it through to half-time at 1-0. Even though they were getting in very, very dangerous positions, and I thought we were very lucky not to concede. Especially a minute after scoring, Raheem Sterling has a free header. I didn't know how that didn't go in, but the warning signs were there. So what did we do to mitigate that risk that City were presenting in the second half? I could not see it for the life of me. And we've spoken about Arsenal killing teams off, like having a no mercy sort of attitude. We've done that in some of our greatest performances. You know, Chelsea this season, United last season, that sort of thing. We absolutely hammer teams and then sit back and relax. But against Everton today, we've gone 1-0 up, and then what have we done? It's almost as though we sense an easy victory. And there are no easy victories in this league. And listen, I'm going to say it again. I know we were arguing on the way up in the car, and I don't want to argue again with you right now about this. But in my opinion, this system does not work for Arsenal. In the really tough games, in the really big games, this system doesn't work. We've struggled on numerous occasions to break teams down.
What system would you do then?
For me, listen, I've said it from the start of the season. I think putting Alexis Sanchez up front is not the answer for us. He's such a good player, in my opinion, that he will...
The joint top scorer in the Premier League.
Let me finish. In my opinion, he's such a good player that he'll always look good. He will always have great moments. He'll always score goals. He'll always make a difference. But he'll do that at right back. He'll do that up front. He'll do that wherever you put him. We've got money in the bank. And I really, really think that what we have to go and do is, you know, when it's a really, really tough game, Alexis Sanchez has to come so deep to put his mark on the game. And I want him to be able to do that without worrying about who's up front, you know, ready to take the chances there. And I'm sorry, I think he's proven that he can do absolutely everything this season. He got another assist today, and I wouldn't be surprised if he goes and breaks the flipping Premier League record of assists and also beats Mesut's from last season. We need to go and get a world-class striker, and then we need to say to the other players, if you're not going to go and put in 100% effort at every single moment in every single game, just how Alexis Sanchez does, because there is the bar and he has set it, then serious, you can go. If anyone deserves a contract, it's him. And the final thing as well today, I don't know what went on with Oxlade-Chamberlain. He walked off the pitch. He didn't limp off the pitch. He took his shirt off and threw it at the bench. And I don't know what that's about. Look, there might be a Christmas charity auction coming up and he's throwing it at someone who's running it. I don't have a clue. We're coming up with a million theories here, but to me that did not look normal. And I really hope Arsene Wenger hasn't brought him on and then taken him off 15 minutes later, because for any footballer to be subbed on and subbed off, especially in that short time frame, is a humiliation. And if he has done that, I personally see no future for him at the club. So I hope that's not the case.